Hello, kindergarten teachers. I am with Jody Conaway this afternoon at Patton Elementary in her kindergarten classroom, and she's going to take us around her room and talk to you just a little bit about the super centers that she has, the literature connection that she makes throughout the classroom, as well as her classroom setup. This will be online for you to see at any time that you'd like. So let's go ahead and get started. When you first walk into Jody's room, this is one of the corners that you see, but I'm going to quickly shift over to the left, and we're going to start in this little center here. So Jody, you want to tell us about this center here, the listening center?
This is just an extension of the computer center. It's what I use as a listening center also. It's the iPad, and we have two available for doing various apps, and we also have purchased RazKids for the kids to use, so that's where they listen to stories on RazKids also. That in addition to the computers.
Very good. And then I noticed each one of your centers that we've seen so far has a little sign that says Super Center. This one here says Computer Center Listening, and it lists the purpose. Can you tell us where you got those from?
Well, I got them from my team. I believe that the team put them together a few years ago, and we have kind of updated them with more current pictures and little icons that are help the kids to distinguish what the center is also.
Alrighty. So we'll move around. We're going to swing on over here to her Science Center.
This is the Science Center, and it's got a montage of different things. There are some games to play. There's vocab this was from our unit on sound that the kids were working on to match with the board up above it. There's also, I try to make their things at the Science Center things that they can manipulate and use, but also there's a connection to literature and lots of opportunity to record with paper or make books. There are games to play, just things to sort, in addition to specifically what our unit is.
I need Jessica Perez to the front office, please. Jessica Perez to the front office.
All right, and then we swing over a little more to my right, and we have the Math Center.
And the Math Center is really a math shelf. I try to keep all of our math things on this center. I have a board behind it that is more for the charts and the references that we use for math behind it. And then if the kids were going to the Math Center, they would go to the table closest to it. So this green table in front of it would be the math table.
Good. And what do we have next?
And this is our home living. And we have changed it into an apple orchard right now. We have lots of vocab posted with things that the kids can purchase or label in here, but there are also opportunities for them to measure and to sort apples and read about apples. There are little activity sheets for them to make a booklet about apples. In addition, there is a cash register for them to count and learn how to be salespeople. And the main focus in putting it together was definitely to put books and writing in there also.
And what's in the little black basket?
The little black basket are tickets to come to our cider mill.
Oh, how fun. And I noticed you've got quite a few things on charts that are hanging.
Yes, I find that I don't ever have enough wall space. So a lot of times when we make a chart or when there's a chart I want to keep, we hang it on a hanger, and the kids can come and pull it out whenever they're ready to. This one is, if they're stuck on an idea or finding an idea on what to write about during writing time, they can come look at here on this chart for inspiration. There's also an alphabet game that they can play. This one was out more often during the beginning of the year if they didn't know what to do during their morning time and how to unpack and where to put things. This was a reference of how to do that. There are nursery rhymes. There's our birthday cake. When it's their birthday, they have to come fill out their name, and they get to use the pointer and point to the words as the class sings. Any chart that I think would be a good reference, we add to that rack and try to fill it up by the end of the year.
All right, let's go to the next area.
This is our word wall and teacher table. In addition to having the words posted under the alphabet, I take the 10 most current words we're working on and add to our caterpillar. And as they become fluent in reading those words, we take those down and add the new words to it. So that it's an accumulation of all the words we've covered.
Okay, and so there's her part of her teacher areas over here.
Yes.
And we've got student work and then an art center.
And the art center is just a conglomerate of anything I think they would like to use to create with. It's more of a creation station. Things are labeled. There's paint, there's dot markers, glue sticks are kept there, trays for taking their work wherever, and lots of paper to go through.
Okay. And then let me come back a little bit this way, and this looks like is this your writing center?
This is the writing center, yes it is. It's, again, lots of materials to write with and build small motor coordination. We have lacing cards and magnetic boards for practicing letters, chalkboards, dry erase boards, Play-Doh, dry erase markers. We also try to keep skinny markers available because I think it helps kids who do have motor issues. Writing's a lot easier with the markers than it is with pencils sometimes. And then here are some of the alphabet books too that we have a collection of. We keep those over there too.
Okay.
And these are little booklets that we keep for the kids. I just stapled some paper together. We have 2 different sizes right now, and that's what we use during our writing time, but kids are free to make books at any time too, and they become pretty popular.
And is that something from Matt Glover or Lucy Calkins?
A little of both, I think. Both kind of encourage the bookmaking.
Awesome, and that's a district focus for us, so thank you for sharing that.
And this is also one more thing that if you haven't used a
Life scribe pen?
live scribe pen before, these are really great. And sight word recognition. I put a little dot on the bottom of these words, and the kids love to use these and use the pen to read the word to them and then practice writing the words.
Nice. Robbie does lots of great trainings with that Life scribe pen too. If anybody wants some information, contact Robbie Bolin. All right, so we're coming around. Looks like we're headed to the large group area. Let me see if I can swing out some. But it looks like you've got quite a bit of print here too.
Yes, we have our great little flip chart that is available on the kids level. It's any kind of posters that we've made, little references that they can use, we've hung up there, and that kind of changes throughout the year. It's also our block area, so we have some building blocks right here in addition to in the tubs, and that's what they use for during block time. They come to this area, or during super centers they use this area to build with blocks.
And speaking of tubs, the tubs that you have there with 1, 4, 5, 2, the plastic tubs.
Yes, this is our for math time. We have math centers, and we have groups of 4 children going to each tub every morning, and they rotate through. And so the tubs are labeled with the numbers, and each day they are sent to a new table to do the activity inside. It's all activities that they can do independently, so it's kind of what we've already learned.
Mm-hmm.
It's not new activities for them to do. So this is more their independent math center time, and then after that we'd have an instructional time for our new concepts.
Good, so it looks like there's lots of hands-on stuff going on in each one of those containers. You said independent work, but can they partner work with that too if they need to?
They can. In fact, it's a small group is what I have been using in groups of 4. So typically, a lot of the games inside are games that they would use a partner with. This one is rolling the die and filling up the board with jack-o'-lanterns instead of pumpkins,
Okay.
according to the number they had on their die.
And that site is from where?
This game was from thisreadingmama.com.
All right,
I found it all on
thisreadingmama.com.
Teachers Pay Teachers is a good resource for that.
All right, so we've got some student work. You want to tell us anything about the writing that's happening over there?
The writing is just, I'd like to put a sample of their writing at least once a month, if not every other week, just to show the writing development that they're working through. And by the end of the year, we'll have a collection of an entire year's worth of writing, and it's really makes a nice end of the year gift to send home to show how much their writing has developed through the year.
Okay. And you've got your daily 5 schedule. Remember, that's a great structure for fitting in your reading components to make sure you're getting the balanced reading in. Loving the schedule. And check this out. Simple, easy, quick calendar, because calendar is still very abstract for our 5-year-olds. And this isn't a 30-minute activity with song after song after song. This is an area that goes pretty quickly.
Goes very quickly.
Okay.
This is something new we did with the new vocabulary words. We post them, and it's not so much for the kids to see, but for us to remember and to when we're doing the oral vocabulary development that's new this year.
Right, and those can be found on the cloud and the internal website. Early childhood or vocabulary lessons, another thing that's required this year to increase the vocabulary. So I think we got all of the centers.
I think so too. I think we missed the alphabet center.
Oh, let's go to the alphabet center.
Yeah,
I'll follow you. Okay, here we go.
so this becomes a fun center during Daily 5 in addition to during Super Centers. It's just got a lot of choices of things to do. We have some teacher-made games for them to play. This was a fun one using QR codes. Again, most of these are just off of Teachers Pay Teachers. Most of these are beginning of the year alphabet games, but they change out as the year progresses. We have alphabet puzzles, alphabet bingo. We have loosely leveled books that I've collected that the kids use to choose from to add to their book tubs that they keep.
So it's hands-on. It's not just ditto sheet after ditto sheet, just doing paper pencil activity. This gets language going too, and the kids thinking about their thinking as they're going through the games. I like it.
Correct, yeah.
So a couple of anchors of support over there with the alphabet charts, and then you've got some puzzles.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
anything we miss?
Well, this is something that might be interesting. This
Okay.
is I just got these boxes from, don't remember where I got them. But anyway, every child has their own box, and we keep the little books that are from the adoption in there, the current ones. And then as we finish that unit, we send these home. It becomes a reading material at home, and we add new books. In addition, the kids can choose books from the leveled tubs with a little bit of support from me in choosing books that they can read and are comfortable with reading, and they can keep those in there too, and that becomes their book box during independent reading time.
Very good. All right. Well, Miss Jody, is there anything else you'd like to share with us that we haven't touched on?
I don't think so. I think I've about covered it all, but it's kind of nice to see others' classrooms, so I'm looking forward to seeing others too.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'll be taking some pictures, 4 corners, 4 walls, and I'll post this on the S'more along with the video. Thank you, Jody.
Thank you.